Welcome to this week's edition of Wolves Weekly. I'm your host, Mark Colachico, the Director of Media Relations here at Western Oregon University. I'm joined today by head women's basketball coach Holli Howard-Carpenter. Holli, how are you doing today?
Glad to be home.
It's a long trip for you guys. You went all the way up to Alaska, took on Fairbanks last Thursday, and then the number 2 team in the country, Anchorage, on Saturday. Talk a little bit about the Fairbanks game to begin.
We didn't have it from the beginning. We let the travel bother us a little bit. And, defensively, we were okay. We just couldn't put the ball in the basket. We took care of the ball, but we just, we talked a lot about our shot selection and about taking better shots to increase our percentage. And then, again, giving extra opportunities. They do a really good job of transition. And so, we're in there crashing the boards, trying to get O boards, and they're leaking out. So we kind of had to decide, are we going to crash the boards? Are we going to stop them in transition? But ultimately, it comes down to us not, being able to score. And then having the number 2 team in the nation the next game is a tough matchup as well.
Yeah, and talk a little bit about that Anchorage game.
They are very deserving of their number 2 ranking. They are athletic. They're big. They're tough. And they just play really well together. They share the ball. Defensively, we did what we could, but offensively, again, just couldn't get it going. They started the game with a 19-0 run, and if we don't get off to a good start offensively, that kind of seems to be the theme for the game. And so, there's not a lot of opportunities, scoring opportunities against a team like that. But we did take care of the ball. We only had 16 turnovers, which, they forced teams into 20, 25 turnovers. But we just got to be able to make the extra pass and knock down shots.
And then you flip the page a little bit and you go into this week. You guys have Simon Fraser on Thursday, and then Western Washington on Saturday, which will be your annual Play for K game where you'll help raise awareness for breast cancer. But talk a little bit about SFU as they come in. You guys had a tough game up there, both with Simon Fraser and Western Washington. But look at Simon Fraser first, who you'll play on Thursday.
Simon and Western both are high-scoring offenses. They have a lot of weapons. They can shoot from the outside, but they have inside presence as well. It's not one-dimensional with either team, actually. And Simon Fraser has the top leading scorer in our conference, in Erin Chambers. She's a tough matchup, but I think we made a few adjustments in our zone against them the last time, and we'll be able to. We have a few more people playing. I think that was Sydney's first game back from her concussion, and Angie was out. And we didn't have Dana for either of those games. So to have them back, we're a little bit better defensively, we match up a little bit better. And then we just got to be able to score early. And that's something that we've talked about and we're working on, getting up extra shots this week in practice. So.
And then you look a little bit forward to the Western Washington game. You've got your pink shirt on.
Yep.
We'll be giving fans. You'll be getting the first 100 students in attendance. Will get a black T-shirt with the pink wolves in reference to a representation of Play for K, which for those of you that don't know is Kay Yao, the former NC State coach who passed away from breast cancer, and it used to be called Think Pink, and then it got changed to Pink Zone, and it's had about 8 different changes in 4 years, I think. But they've stuck with Play for K now, and we're going to take advantage of that. And you guys are going to be bringing in Western Washington. Are you guys going to do anything special other than the shirts that are being given out?
We always just kind of talk as a team of what this game means. I mean, every game is important to us, but this one's about playing for something bigger than ourselves. And so we just take a moment, usually in shoot or our pregame, to talk about what it means. And, pretty much everybody on our team has either known somebody either close to them or, a distant relative or something like that that's been touched by cancer. And so we just kind of try to raise awareness within our team and just go out there and play for that.
And then, beyond that, you've got Western Washington coming in, as you talked about.
Mm-hmm.
They've got scoring inside, outside. They've got, I think, 4 or 5 ladies that are averaging in double figures. So what are you looking at when the Vikings come in?
We just got to be quick to the ball. We got to be there on the pass, and we've been doing a better job of that. But we've got to play better team defense. We usually get the help down, but then the helper doesn't come. And so we just have to trust each other and know what we're doing and be on the same page. But again, it goes back to offense and getting started early and knocking down a bucket or 2 early to get us going.
And one thing the question that I would have is, this is the first time you've been home since the tough Root sports game loss where you guys, unfortunately fell at the buzzer. Have you guys put that in the past, or are you kind of utilizing that as you get ready for your first home game since, that kind of heartbreaker?
We put it in the past, but we had to learn from that first. We always go over situations in practice, and since then especially, just kind of replaying those situations and being able to execute and what we're supposed to do. And so, but other than, taking that into practice and learning from that, it's behind us. It was a heartbreaker, but we have to be mentally tough and move on to the next game. Try to go game by game.
Well, and that's the thing you're going to do. And Coach, we wish you good luck this week as you welcome in the Clan and the Vikings fans. Just a reminder, the Wolves will be in action once again against Simon Fraser Thursday at 7 p.m. And then they'll take on Western Washington on Saturday also at 7 p.m. So you can catch both of those games on Woo TV. Thursday's game's also available on KWVT here locally. Check your antenna station for that, or kwvtsalem.com for more information. Coach, once again, we wish you good luck this week. We'll see you again next week on Wolves Weekly, and as always, go Wolves.